Hello everybody! Alright, as promised for my class peeps, I'm going to show you how to do the designs that we do in class. So, if you're watching this and you haven't taken the class, that's okay. It could be fun. It'll help. But for those of you that have taken the class and just want to see it again, I'm going to be able to show you a little up close. So, we're going to start with outlining in white. Remember to cut off just a little bit and try it out. Let's see. Is that a good size? I think it is. So then we're gonna take that back off. So first thing we're gonna do is outline all of our cookies in white royal icing. So remember to hold your bag up at the top below the knot. Keep your bag tight. Remember to wipe off the end often. And to make sure all of your lines are connected. If you have any little holes, then the glaze is going to find a spot to go out, and it's going to run and make a mess. So just make sure all of your little spots are connected, okay? And then remember too that if this loosens up, just tighten it a little bit. Not too tight, but keep the pressure and keep your hand above or below the knot so that that pressure doesn't go up. We want it to go down, okay? And then we're gonna touch down and then lift up. You can see that I am lifted off the cookie because I want my line to be really smooth and clean coming out of the bag. So touch down, lift up off the cookie. You don't have to go as high as I am, but a little bit above the cookie will allow that line to come down really smooth. If you keep it on the cookie, it's going to drag and be uneven. Okay. And our square or our rectangles, just real straight lines. Stop at the corners, but again, make sure they are all connected. And if they break, it's no big deal. Just fill it in. Remember too that we're adding our glaze. We're not going to see a ton of this outline. So you don't need to stress about it being absolutely perfect. Touch down, lift up, touch down. All right, this one, we want to leave a space between our heart and the outside of the scallop because we're going to decorate the scallop. So you just want to draw a clean line. Pick a spot where you're going to stop, and then you're going to do the other side. And this is more of a whimsical heart. So if it's not completely even on both sides, that's okay. Okay, just make sure everything is all connected and there's no gaps. I feel like there's a little gap right there. Okay, and one more. Perfect. All right, so then just give your outlines a couple seconds between to dry. So if you want to go back to your first one, and then we will get to filling. All right, we're back to fill. So This first cookie, if you get nothing else from this class or video, this is the easiest one. So remember when we fill, we cut this a little bit larger than we do our outline so we can get it filled in faster, but not too big. And we're making a secondary outline, so we want a little gap between this glaze and the outline. And that's just so that we don't overfill our cookie. So we're going to fill this in completely in the center. There should be no gaps, no holes. We're trying to make it real even where we don't have to do any work in the middle. And I'm kind of moving it around a little bit with my bag. So if you notice, that just kind of melds into itself, filled in on its own. Now we're going to take our scribe and we're going to make circles. And as you make your circles, they go to the edge and it sticks to that outline. It wants to stick to the outline and it wants to smooth itself out. So that's why we don't get too close, because again, if we get too close and we overfill it, it can go over the outline. So we leave a little bit of a buffer there, especially while we're learning. And I love the glaze because it tastes really good. Goes with cookie really well, but it also just wants to smooth itself out. If you have any little bubbles, you can pop them. You're just going to go all the way around until you have that little buffer area filled in. And now this is the cookie that we have sprinkles on. So you're going to immediately grab your plate, and I have sprinkles on the side, so I'm just going to sprinkle them right on the edge here. And that cookie is all done. Isn't that pretty? So even if this is the only one that you make again, it's still super cute. All right, this cookie uses a wet on wet technique. So we are going to want to have our red royal ready to go. So again, just cut that end very little. We've got our pink again. So we're going to fill this in first. Leave your little buffer. Fill in all the middle. Use your scribe circles to move the icing around. And this cookie has a cute little stripy design. And we call it wet on wet because we want to put this red royal on while the glaze is still pretty wet. So you're just going to make, wipe off the end, just going to make some stripes. Oops. It doesn't matter if it breaks. You'll see why. I kind of start in the middle. I'm trying to keep my lines kind of even. And you can do as many or as few as you like. So you could do them closer together, further apart. So then we're going to take our scribe tool, make sure that it's wiped off. We have the pink wiped off. And we're just going to start in the middle and drag through the icing. Then you're going to want to wipe it off again. And I like to go in the middle of the next section. Wipe it off again. The middle of the next section. Straight lines. So then I want to actually turn the cookie all the way around. And I'm going to go the opposite direction, straight lines in the center of each section we made. And this, if it comes off at all, you can just clean it up right on the edges. And this should, as you can tell, most of it is kind of looking like it's sunk down into it already. Isn't that cute? So a little bit later, we will come back and add a little detail, but that's pretty much done too. So another cute, simple, quick design. Okay, a little something I forgot to do with this one. We're going to use our white royal again. And this is going to look like an envelope. So you basically want to just find the center, and you're going to put a little dot, and then we're going to draw straight lines to the dot. We just want to make kind of an envelope feel. So we're going to do that on both so that that little bit can dry. And then we'll come back to it later. Okay. And then these ones we are going to fill with white. So again, we can cut the white just a little bit larger. But we're just going to fill these in just like we filled in the bean cards. All right, now we're going to fill in our envelopes. So our whole bottom section is going to be white. I'm going to fill it in just like we did the others. Remember that I'm completely filling in the center. Might need to poke the little tip into the corners. All right, I am going to add the details to the hearts, the scalloped heart. So we are going to define each of the scallops, basically. We are going to follow the line, just kind of like an outline. If you don't like it, you can take it off. So go around each corner, stop, stop, all the way around. Turn it if you want to, whatever makes it easier. Now we're adding dots where each little bump is near the heart. Just little details to make it cute. And now we're going to add, so this has crusted over just a little bit, so it won't sink down into it like it did when we did our stripes. So these are going to be raised polka dots. So we are going to pick the center, and then you're going to squeeze to the size you want. Stop squeezing, pull away. And these can be evenly placed or random, however you want to do it. So the top, I like to go in between each one, but you don't have to. They can be random. And you can make these big, you can make them small. Polka dots. All right, one more. So another way that you could do these scallops is to go all the way around and touch the cookie or the heart. So there's no gaps. So you can kind of choose which way you like better. And again, polka dots in between. And then the polka dots on our cookie. So I think I'll do this one kind of random. So if you wanted to do wet on wet, you could do that. You would just need to do exactly how we did the stripes and do one cookie at a time. So fill in the white and then immediately put in your polka dots so that they could sink down. See? Also cute. I like random too. All right, I let my white crust over just a little bit, and now I'm going to add the pink of the little envelope flap. All right, it's time to add some details to our little cookies. So this heart just has a black outline. So remember to lift off the cookie. Our cookie is still wet. We don't want to drag through it. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to be right on the edge. It actually looks kind of cool and whimsical if you have it not right on the edge. There's just a little gap. Just makes it a little more fun. But then the black just kind of finishes it off and makes it look done. Okay, so there's one. And then we have these. These need, if you can look at your photo, or if you remember from class, these have a double outline. So it's right around the edge. And then we're going to do another one. Again, not perfect. Whimsical. Oops. I'll fix that in a minute. Just fix it up. I need my red dot back. Now our envelopes, they just need some details with the black. Right along the seam. And then 2 little lines to the side. Okay. And then our final detail are some hearts. You can place the hearts wherever you like. Hearts are just a polka dot that you drag down. So you squeeze until you get like the size, you stop, and you pull down to the center. Scoot over a little bit, do the same thing, pull down. And you can fiddle with it a little bit, clean it up. That's a heart. So we are going to add some to our envelopes. And like I said, whatever size you want, however many you would like. So I'm going to do maybe a larger one here. And a little one here. Maybe a tiny one up here. Cute. Alright, there's our final cookie set. So we've got little envelopes, lots of different styles of hearts. So cute. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave comments. I'm totally willing to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.